What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Fake Boujie. In today's video, I'm going to be showing y'all how to make your basic install go from basic to bomb. And this video will be featuring Lumiere Hair, so I cannot wait to get into that with you all. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe, but let's get right into it. So I've already put my bald cap on. So like I said, this video will be featuring Lumiere Hair. They sent me over a 13x4 water wave curly wig in a 24-inch, and I absolutely love it. The curl pattern is really beautiful, and this is after I've washed it and bleached the knots. It does come with not 3 but 4 combs, so you can make sure you stay super secure, and it also has little hooks in the back to adjust the cap to your size. It's very stretchy, very breathable, and I absolutely love the material. The lace is very, I don't know if it's transparent, but it's definitely giving that vibe. And the hair also came with some cute baby hairs if you are into that. So for this part, I'm just going to use my bold hold and put some little drops along my hairline. And I like to do a little bit because you can always add more, but you cannot take it away. And if you use too much glue, you will end up with a hot mess. So be a little stingy with the glue, it's okay. And after I dot my entire forehead with it, I'm going to go in and smooth it with the end of my rat tail comb. Sometimes I use the end of my little razors, like whatever you feel like using. You can use your finger, anything, it doesn't really matter. And when I do mine, I don't know if you all can tell, but I like to bring it into the cap because it helps to make those little strayaways from the cap lay down. That way you don't have to focus so much on making sure it's cut like so precisely. And while this glue is drying, I'm going to use this even tinted lace spray in the color light warm brown, and I'm just going to lightly coat the inside of the lace. Make sure that all of the baby hairs and little stray hairs are out of the way because they will get sprayed this color and it's not a good look. It looks really weird. So like I said, just going through in light coats a little bit at a time. It does take this a while to dry, so you want to be as light as possible. You can do a couple layers if you want to, but like I said, make sure you do it lightly, just like if you were spray painting something. You want the first coat to dry a little bit before you just keep adding more and more, because then it would take forever for it to dry. But the one thing I love about this is it helps to get that natural look. And so while it's drying, I'm just going to go in with my second layer of the bold hold, doing the same process, dotting it around my hairline, and then using the end of my rat tail comb to smooth it in. And I do not blow dry mine, I just let it air dry. Just find something to do for a couple minutes just so you can, make sure it's drying properly. You can fan it if you want to, but just make sure it's air drying. Oh, that ring is gorgeous. Anyway, what I do use the blow dryer on is this even tinted spray, because as I said, it does take a little second for it to dry, just like spray paint. Well, not as long, but same type of process. And you just want to spray it and just keep checking the color to make sure it matches your skin tone. And your hand is a good thing to use because it's usually close in color to your scalp. Well, mine is, because I'm like 5 different colors everywhere. So I'm just gonna place it on my forehead just to like test it and try it out. You got to be careful when you do this, because if it is not dry, it will leave like a little line on your head or on top of the glue with the even on there, and it makes it so hard for your wig to stick. So please, please, please make sure it is all the way dry before you do this step. The best way for me, I feel like, to make sure your wig is laid down properly is to start with the forehead line and make sure that's how you want it to be, and then go on to each side. Because if you just lay it on and then tie the scarf, it's going to look crazy. It's going to look like lumpy. It's going to have like ridges in it. It just will not look right. So make sure like the top of your forehead between your eyebrows is like perfectly laid, and then do the rest. because that's like the main part that's going to be showing. So as you saw, I was just pulling down some hair so that when I tie the scarf around, it's like really pulling the hair down. And I just want to make sure it's super secure, and make sure the scarf is tied tight. If you don't want to use a scarf, you can use a little black band that comes with the wigs, or you can use the little bands, I forgot what they're called, that they use at the shops for this. However you want to do it, and it's up to you how long you want to leave it on. If you want some bomb results, try to leave it on for like 10 minutes. You want the glue to be like all the way dry, fully adhered to the wig, and have the wig fully adhered to your scalp for this process. And so after my 10 minutes have passed, I use my electric hot comb, and I am going to just comb back my hairline. This helps to loosen any like glue that's got stuck on the hairs, and so I'm just pulling it back a little bit at a time. And this is also good for when you go to like lay your baby hairs and stuff. And as you can see, I did not secure the wig fully. It always, no matter how much glue or anything that I use, I can never get the sides to stick until I use this next method that I'm going to show you all in a second. But after I use the hot comb to pull everything back, make sure everything is out of the way, this is when I start pulling down hair for the process that I was just talking to you all about. And I just basically do like a little bit behind the hairline. And I'm just going to go in with some wig dealer melting spray, and I'm going to spray along that line, hold it for a second, and then use my blow dryer to make sure it's like very secure. And this, for some reason, it helps like the, what is it called, the lace to mesh with the glue, especially if you don't like to use a whole lot of glue like me, because I like to protect my edges, make sure that, you know, edges stay intact, so that when I wear my real natural hair, it still looks bomb. So after I do my entire hairline that you all see already looks super natural and melted, I'm going to put the scarf on for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then when I take it off, I'm just combing everything back, loosening up some of that spray, and just making sure everything is soft and laying down. And as you can see, it's sticking a lot better than it was the first time around with just the glue. And so after I'm done with that step, I am going to go in with my razor and begin cutting. And this process is a little tedious, but you want to make sure, especially if you're not going to lay down baby hairs, that you do not cut a straight line, because that's going to show everyone where your hairline is. And that's something that you definitely don't want. So you want to make sure you, of course, use a razor, and just using the razor itself and like jacking the edges a little bit will definitely help to hide it a little bit more. I'm using baby hair per usual, so I don't really mind how I do the hairline, because yeah, you can always like go back in and do that later, because I always leave like a little bit out. But after I finish cutting my lace, since the hair is curly, I'm going to go in and spritz it with some nice cool water just to get those curls to form again, because it has dried a bit since I started the installation process. And I'm just gonna spritz it. I don't like to really comb through or brush through curly hair. When you do that, it makes it shed a little bit more, and I want to keep this hair as beautiful as possible. So I'm just running my fingers through it, and then I'm going to take some mousse and use that too to help form the curls. I also put leave-in conditioner in sometimes, that helps hold it as well. So it's just honestly whatever your preference is. After my curls are popping, y'all, look at that hairline, like, whew, skills. But I like to use a toothbrush, not like the edge brush, but I use a toothbrush and my rat tail comb, and you just go with it as much as you can. I try to cut them as much as possible, but so for right now I did the side part, and usually when I do a side part I have like longer baby hairs, but I don't like to cut them too short because I do switch up my parts sometimes. So I cut as needed, I'll put it like that. And so after I've done my part and figured out a little bit where I want my baby hairs to be, I'm going to go in with that electric hot comb again and just push back those edges to give it, of course, like a more natural look. And with this wig, I didn't have to like tease the edges with tweezers or anything. I didn't have to pluck anything. It was already perfect. And so I'm just, like I showed you all, cutting and still molding my baby hairs just to make sure everything's good. And I absolutely love the final result. Like, the hair looks so natural. I got so many compliments. And of course, I'm not going to correct anybody when they assume it's my real hair, because, you know, that kind of defeats the purpose of getting that meltdown right. Like, that lets you know you did something right. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you all check out their website, Lumiere.com. I will also have it below in the description box, as well as a link to this wig and some other goodies on their website. Make sure you all check them out for sure. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, stay bougie.